So today we are going to use the cherry blossoms, and then from the Amala range we're going to use the handwritten stamp and the urban elements. These are really great. I love all the textures on these. So this is what we'll be using, and I'm going to use some distress oxides, peacock feathers and seedless preserves. You'll also need a piece of just copier paper and then your normal cardstock. Okay, so I'm going to put my cardstock in the Eureka, and we'll grab the cherry blossom stamps, and it's a bit of a longer process because we'll be doing some masking. So I'm just going to start with the big stamp, and I think I'm going to place that one there. So because we're using the distress oxides and we'll be using some water, let me just find it. We'll be using the VersaFine black ink pad. So I'm just going to stamp my first flower in place, and then I'm going to take a quick mask of this. So we're going to use our copier paper, and I'm just going to place it down. As long as you can see where it is, that's all you need. So I'm just going to cut this one out quickly. And it doesn't have to be perfect, but or you could die cut them and then just cut off the edge where you need to, but I don't mind fussy cutting. So when you're fussy cutting, just move the paper and not the scissors. So can you see that? So I'm just moving the paper like so. So that's my first design flower. So I'm just going to pop that over there. And then I'm going to use this big flower again, and I'm going to place it this side. If you've got magnets, pop a magnet in there just to hold that in place whilst we stamp the next image. So again, I'm just going to stamp, making sure I push a little bit firmer where that copier paper is, so it reaches those lines. And again, I'm going to just pop that onto a bit of copier paper, cut that out, so it doesn't take long once you get started. I'll just whip that off so I don't have all that in my hand. I quite like masking flowers and making a composition on my card, so I thought we'd do that today because I don't think I've done a video with that yet. So here we are. So I'm just carefully trimming around, and then I'll just place that like so. I've moved that one now, haven't I? Yes. So then I'm just going to pop them back in place there. It's up too high. There we go. And then I'm going to use one of the smaller ones. I'm going to pop that one there, I think. So again, with the Versamark, just inking up my stamp. making sure I push a little bit firmer where the paper is so I get it right up. I don't think I need to do a mask that side because I'm going to put one up there now. Yeah, we'll use the big one up here again. Well, this is a middle size one, so I'm going to pop that there. So it's a bit like making your own bouquet of flowers. That's perfect. I will stamp it because I think it needs one more flower. At the bottom, so I'll just trim that one out quickly. So as you can see, I'm just moving the paper, not so much the scissors. Like I said, you can always pop it through your die cutting machine if you wanted to, but you will have that 1mm border around them, so I quite like to do it this way. So I'm just going to pop this one there. I'm going to make sure that I've pulled that magnet down, making sure all my masks are in place. There. And then I'm just going to use the small one down here. There we go. So again, just make sure where that paper is, but it's only copy paper, so it's a bit thinner. Okay, so once you take your masks off, you're left with a composition for you to begin the rest of your design. So where did I put the lid for that? There it is. So I'm just going to bring this now out of my Eureka, and I'm going to get a ruler and a black pen, and I'm going to just mark a line, not straight through, but this will guide us for the next bit. So I'm just going to using a fine liner pen, and I've just put a little mark like that, ready for the next bit. So the next thing to do then is pick one of the stamps that you want to use with out of your urban elements. I don't know what is going on here. I think I'll have that one because it's quite long, and I'm just going to hold this in my hand. I'm not using the Eureka for this because if it doesn't all stamp, I'm not too worried because we're just adding texture to the back. Okay, so I'm going to put my masks back in place roughly, not that way. So I'm just putting one there and this one back there, like so, because I don't want the design in the flowers. And then I'm just going to go up to the line and push and lift, and it's giving us some design there, look, behind our flowers. So I'm going to do the same thing again. I've just stamped that little one out quickly because I haven't got a mask for that one. There we go. So I'll just cut that out quickly. So it's all about creating something with a little bit of texture in the background. There you go, and that's really quick. So I'm just going to pop that into place there. Is that right? No, that way. So make sure you get them the right way round. And then I'm just going to put a little bit more ink on my stamp, not being too precious. And then I'm going to go from this line up, like so. And then I'm going to do it once more. Pop that there so I don't get any on that, like so. Okay, so far so good. Not stamped over the flowers, I'm just adding texture to the back. Now for the other side, we'll put that stamp away back in its packet. For the other side we're going to use the handwritten stamp here. I love a good script stamp, so let's put our flowers back on. One's there. And one. So that way. That way. Because I got a little bit of that flower over there. I'm going to leave this on the carrier sheet. And I'm just going to, I don't want to come down too far. So I'm going to line it up on that centre line again, and then just push where I want that script to be. And I'm going to move that one down here. Like so. Just pop that little one on there just in case. Oops, sorry. And then we'll go from this side. Again, not being too precious about stamping with the ink. And then just push gently there, like so. If I just take the masks off, there we go, there you have it. So, now we need to pop the stamp back in the packet. And give it a quick heat with the heat tool to dry the ink. So I'm just using stamping card, nothing special. And now we're going to take our colours. So a little bit of the Seedless Preserve and Peacock Feathers. These are two of my favourite colours. And then a paintbrush, just a small paintbrush. Don't know what size this one is. This is a number 3. And I'm just going to pick up the colour and I'm just going to place it in the creases. And then what I'm going to do is, I've got one of these for blowing out the dust in your keyboard, so I'm just going to use that. And then I'm just going to blow the ink away from the flowers. So if I pull you down a little bit so you can see. A little bit better. There we go. So you can see a bit better. So I'm just putting the ink in blobs around my image, then just getting the duster and blowing it out. You can do this with your watercolours as well. So if you bought the Himi paints with me 2 weeks ago on Create and Craft, and so you can blow the colours out quite a bit. And it gives you more of a bit of an abstract card. That's better. And just keep going round until you're happy with how it looks. So you could do one colour on one side and one colour on another if you wanted to. I'm just going to mix mine up. And these blowers, they're only, you know, they're very cheap. 99p or something like that, or £1, you know, they're not hugely expensive. So you'll have to excuse the squeaking noise, sorry. So I'll just put a little bit more up here in this corner. I use this blower quite a lot lately. I think it just looks nice. I'll do one more bit here, I think. So now I'm going to swap colours to the Seedless Preserve. I think these go quite well together as well. So I'm just tuning my artwork because it's easier with the blower. And I'm going to leave the flowers. I'm not going to colour those in because I don't think I need to. The more water you've got on your brush, the further out your streams will go. Little streamers. So you're just picking up the colour, putting a little puddle in place, and then blowing it out. I'll put another one by here, I think. So just keep going round until you're happy with your design. Another way you could do this is you could just do all your design first and then fussy cut the flowers and then put them on. But for a one layer card, I just like to do it this way. There we go. So how pretty is that? Then that's all you need to do then is trim it down, dry it, trim it down, and don't waste that ink there because you could use that for something else. So I'll just get a sheet of card and just mix those two together like so. I'll move that out of the way. And I'll just pick that up. Let me just go up again so that you can see what I'm doing. There we go. So I'll just pick that up. Yeah, put that to one side. So, oh, I didn't add any splats, but you could add some splats. So there we have it. So you could just trim that down and add it to a bit of black card. Let me just get my trimmer. So I haven't got a bit of black card to hand, but I have got this, so if I could just show you there, look, see, it's not quite big enough, but you can just see then, just adding it to a piece of black card makes it really, really pop as well. If you've got some gems or something, some really nice coloured ones, you could pop them in the middle of your flower as well.